Here to respond, former counselor to President Trump, Kellyanne Conway. All right, Kellyanne, so don't worry about the shootings, the assaults, pushing people into subway tracks. Worry about me. I'm the dangerous extremist.
I think you're great for the ratings.
I think they are great for my ratings,
Jesse,
too.
derangement syndrome. By the way, congratulations on Waters Universe.
Thank you very much.
Looking
We're expanding.
Good. But look, this is a very serious time. When we were in the Trump White House, we always heard the word chaos, chaos. Chaos in his tweets, chaos in an offhanded remark here. Now there is chaos, which means uncertainty, insecurity, turmoil everywhere you look. Chaos at the southern border, chaos at the gas pump, chaos in the grocery store, chaos in Ukraine, chaos with rising prices, chaos in our schools, chaos in workplaces. Are we going back? Can we go back? And people feel that insecurity and that uncertainty now. And more than that, they're blaming Joe Biden. Close to 70% don't want him to run again. It's not just Joe Biden either. It's his vice president who's unpopular and the Democratic Party. So those who are lining up and salivating that we'll just get rid of incapacitated Joe don't realize they'll still have the incompetent Democratic Party. And they're part of it. These fools went into his cabinet. They voted for his terrible legislation on Capitol Hill. So they're, like Joe Biden, Jesse, they're going to own and eat all of his policies. Crime, it's just like 1994 all over again. I worked on the Contract with America as a backbencher with Frank Luntz, with Newt Gingrich, with Haley Barbour. And that Contract with America, by the time we were polling the public and polling candidates and office holders and other opinion leaders, crime was up there with the economy as a top issue. Go back and look at the polls in the summer of 1994. I'm seeing that all over again. But it means that security and affordability are the two themes going into these midterms. And on both, Joe Biden scores very poorly.
And the cable networks are denying crime's a problem. I don't see how that's going to solve their credibility crisis. And that's just idiocy. Something happened today. I'm a little bit jealous because it didn't happen to me. We'll set it up this way. Remember what Joe Biden said on his first day in office? Roll it.
But I'm not joking when I say this. If you're ever working with me and I hear you treat another colleague with disrespect, talk down to someone, I promise you I will fire you on the spot. On the spot.
Well, Joe might not realize it, but he's fired. Listen.
Will you take questions on inflation then?
Let's move. Thank you. Thank you
Do you
all.
think inflation is a political liability ahead of the midterms?
That's a great asset. More inflation. What a stupid son of a bitch.
Oof.
Now, Doocy is a stupid SOB, but I'm the only one who's allowed to say that. The president can't say that.
They're working overtime tonight on social media, I'm sure, with the whataboutism and Trump, et cetera. And this is the second time in a week that a Fox News White House correspondent has been derided and castigated by the President of the United States.
Yeah, Jackie Heinrich.
Jackie Heinrich. I hate Twitter, but I had tweeted out that Jackie was accused of asking a, quote, stupid question. It was an excellent and timely question about sanctions against Russia. And there, President Biden called her question stupid. Here, he called the actual reporter stupid. But this is a guy who, in that same NBC News poll, Jesse, is seen as no longer easygoing and likable. So his personal attributes have cratered along with job approval of these major issues. And this is a guy, remember he said he'd like to take Donald Trump out behind the high school gymnasium and punch him in the nose. So this is a guy with a terrible temper. He's not taking happy pills on the weekends in Wilmington, clearly. But a serious point on the crime thing very quickly. George Gascon in L.A., Larry Krasner in Philadelphia, Alvin Bragg here in Manhattan. These are guys, they're forcing our law enforcement to retire early, to resign. They're not arresting. They're doing no cash bail. The enhanced sentencing aren't happening. In L.A., the train people, United Pacific, asked for help with the supply chain crisis. They're letting criminals ransack and then have a second chance to do it again the same week. This is serious. They want you to not believe there are homicides. We either have dead bodies or we don't. We had 12 cities breaking homicide records last year on Joe Biden's watch. It's a real thing.
If Biden would get as angry as he did with Peter Doocy about crime in this country, I think people would respect that a lot more.
Let's see it. But it's a Democratic problem, not just a Joe Biden problem.
All right, Kellyanne.
Good luck. Thank you.
Kellyanne has no problems. Trust me.